She's not the only one airing dirty laundry to the masses. Actor Kelsey Grammer tweeted about his split from his wife Camille. Actor David Arquette gave Howard Stern details about his sex life with Courtney Cox on the radio, just days after announcing their separation. Joining me tonight, family law attorney Vikki Ziegler and former NFL wife Shanae Hall. She's also the author of a very important book for this story, Why Do I Have to Think Like a Man?, which has become an inspiration for Mary Harvey. All right, let's do this. I want to get in what Steve Harvey's camp is saying and their response to these videos being posted on YouTube before we talk tonight. And this is what he says. We are appalled and aware of the videos which contain false, misleading, derogatory, disparaging, malicious, explicit, and slanderous information about Mr. Harvey. The ex-wife is fully aware of the court's current orders, which prohibit releasing information on the internet and to the media. We are taking the necessary legal steps to rectify this matter to the full extent of the law. So that's the response from Steve Harvey. Let me go right to you, Shanae. It's all your fault, Shanae Hall. You've got Mary Harvey, who is holding your book, saying you are the one that gave her the inspiration to start airing all of this stuff on YouTube.
Well, I mean, I'm flattered. I'm glad that I was able to give her voice back and inspire her to talk. But as far as what Steve is saying, I don't understand that it was a conflict. What he just said is, well, you know, this stuff is lies that she posted, but then his attorney says, well, she's not supposed to be talking anyways. And my biggest concern with this story is if she's had her money taken so she can't afford an attorney, and she's had her car taken, and she's had her husband taken, and she had her child taken, and he's saying, well, we have court orders that say you can't even talk. I thought this justice system is not set up for the rich and the people that get richer, but for the women, the children, the people that don't have money that say, I need help. Obviously, this is a cry for help. And I mean, if he's still suing her for things like not being on getting a show by Oprah, that's harassment, and he needs to move on. He needs to give her money, make her right, and go on his merry way. But this is horrible. I hurt for her, and I'm glad I was able to be an inspiration for her to come out and speak.
Vikki Ziegler, let's talk about the impact of videos like this. You've got people, celebrities, and you've got ordinary people, you know, regular people who go to work every day. They have marital problems. 50% of marriages end up in divorce. But you've got social media. There's more of an opportunity now for people to air their problems to the masses, to let their friends on Facebook know, to post a video, to vent in a very, very public way. What sort of impact does all that have ultimately on the split and on the children?
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, Vinny, this is very dangerous stuff. Vitriolic words online in a video format. They had a child together. So one day that child may see that video. He may be hearing about it from his friends, from teachers. It's never a good thing. It leaves a lasting impression on these young people that are products of divorce. And truly, this is not going to help Miss Harvey, regardless of the fact if maybe she really had a terrible divorce in this current litigation for defamation and for lost wages for Mr. Harvey not getting his Oprah show. Never a good thing to bring a video like this that's over 30 minutes of her talking. It will be used against her in cross-examination, and it really, really wasn't the smartest move. I understand
from a legal perspective, and I understand there's two parts. There's the emotional part, there's the legal part. Let's take a listen to a little bit more of Mary Harvey's video.
The not having closure part was really devastating. But on top of that, he took my Winton. Took my Winton from me. He turned my son against me. Had me evicted from our house. Thrown out.
Shanae Hall, and I understand parents, there's divorces, children end up in the middle. How about this, Shanae, as an approach for Mary Hall here? And I understand the bitterness that still exists and the problems she's having, right? How about taking the videos and instead of talking about all of that, if what she's really missing is her son, how about a video directly to her son, if she can't get to him, to speak to her son? Maybe that would be a better way to use YouTube or social media or whatever to get that message to someone that she misses and wants to be a part of his life.
I agree as far as her son goes, but I think, too, when she addressed the Essence article, and I read that. I think it was a combination of just constantly seeing him and his mistress, now wife, in her opinion, and that's what she said, parading around together. And it's like, I've been left with nothing. I don't have anything left. You're going to sue me for what? Do you want my soul? Do you want my spirit? And when I watched the videos, and I watched all 3 of them, I was hurt. And I understand now it's the legality part of it, but that's what got her to this point, is she didn't feel like there was anyone in the system fighting for her. I mean, her divorce situation, the legal side of that, I've heard, is not what it should have been. And it's like, what do you do when, obviously, the only thing I can say is she's hurting. And yes, directing it to her son, I agree with, but she's trying to get closure on all levels. I don't want to see Steve talking about me in Essence magazines and our divorce anymore. I don't want any more lawsuits laying up in different courts in different states.
She wants to somehow move on to the next phase of her life. Let's go to the phone lines tonight and see what the folks at home have to say. And you can talk to me about celebrities venting their stuff in public or regular folks who are going to vent in public. Is it right? Is it wrong? How does it impact the kids? Shay is in Georgia tonight. Shay, your thoughts?
Yes, I was calling because I agree with the speaker that it looks like she's very hurt, and my actual interest is the fact that Steve Harvey doesn't seem to take any responsibility in his actions with the affair, and just basically is putting her out there and leaving her with absolutely no resources.
Thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it, Shay. I want to take a listen to Camille Grammer, because this is another one that's playing out in public. It's part of a TV series. You've got 2 people, both now are celebrities. Here's Camille Grammer being interviewed on Showbiz Tonight.
Christmas vacation, a few weeks ago, and 2 friends of mine that don't know each other came to me and told me that Kelsey already told them last Christmas vacation that he was planning on leaving me.
Vikki, ultimately, what does this do? You've got everyone, he's tweeting, she's talking, everybody's airing their affairs out in public. Ultimately, I mean, that can't be good for the children, and it can't be good for the couple to try to move on if they're going to be so public.
Yeah, what about privacy? Listen, I sympathize for anybody that's ever been cheated on. I mean, it's a terrible circumstances, and then it magnifies when the world is watching. So you really have to be cognizant of the long-term effects for individuals, for children, and whenever you put anything out there in the internet world, in the text world, in the video world, it's viral and it's there. There's a footprint, a digital footprint forever. So I think people really have to take a step back, look to family, look to therapists, look to religious advisors to really take care of the emotional scars that happen when people go through a divorce, and they are forever lasting. I can tell you that from all of my clients along the way that have experienced experiences such as we're talking about tonight, Vinny. So it's devastating.
It's absolutely devastating, and it's tough for, closure in that is not an easy move, and for many people, that bitterness stays for a long, long time. Just maybe keep it a little more private, protect the kids. Vikki, Shanae, thanks so much. A would-be robber